Good morning. Today is November 1st, 2018. It is currently 9:15 Eastern Standard Time. This is Olawale Okebola with Spartacus Trading Corporation, and just giving a quick pre-market update on the E-mini futures S&P. I talked about how I believe that the short-term inventory was short. There has been some kind of adjustment in the overnight. We have the overnight high, we have the overnight low. Currently, technically, overnight inventory is long, but slightly short during the last hour or two. We have about 14 minutes before the market opens. Here's yesterday's half back. We're opening near the center of range. Typically, when you open in near the center of range, you kind of want to let the market shake out. Could be a lot of chop. The first test of any liquidation would be coming to this high volume that I talked about yesterday. If we breach it, stay below it, we have the gap fill, the gap entry, and the gap fill. On the upside, the market has to take out the overnight high, and value needs to start building, at least overlapping, at the very least, overlapping the overnight high. And for more continuation, definitely overlapping the value area high, testing this high, which is a poor high, and we're not too far from the 6-day balance area high. So I'm going to take a couple of trades today if the market gives me what I want. So let's stand by for the open. Okay, I'm back. The market is open. 6 minutes into the opening. We're trading near the center of the previous day's range. Tagging some of these anomalies I talked about yesterday. I have my zones up. I will be interested in the short if we fail at the overnight high. Depends on how the market trades up to the overnight high, so I'm monitoring conviction and what kind of exhaustion we get if we take out the overnight high. The overnight high is the high of this zone, so that's another reason why I'm interested. Also, this low, it's an incomplete comparator. Comparator is a tool that I use to help me determine whether or not there's some completion to a move. So I'm just right now monitoring price movement and see if I'm going to take a trade. And I take a trade, I'll bring you in. So anyway, I just talked about what I'm looking at and what I want to see. Again, some exhaustion up here to the upside. Take the trade. I already have my stop pre-planned thereabouts, and we'll just see what happens. Overnight inventory is it's long from the settle, but the last couple of hours it's been short, so we could get and value still unchanged, so we could get some kind of back and forth action. Tag my zone with 76, but again, I want to see what happens if we can take out the overnight high and what happens after that. Do we come back in? So this is not a mechanical trade. This is more of a judgment call. If I'm waiting for a trade and it happens to go 2 points without me, I typically just let the trade go, even on a revisit. unless there's a compelling reason for me to consider the trade again. For the sake of time in the video, I'm going to pause it, and if the market trades above the overnight high, I'll bring you in. Okay, consideration for the trade is off. It did tag the zone and trade it out. I was not interested in taking that trade here because the market was already, from pre-market analysis, deemed short. And so I don't want to step in front of a freight train. I wanted to see more, but appears we're getting some adjustment to the overnight. Overnight's long, but then we're short, so we got some adjustment here. Now we're probably adjusting the long inventory. Keep in mind, value is unchanged thus far, and value, my key reference is yesterday's half back, where it's value build. Currently value is trading or overlapping both sides of yesterday's half back. So just some chop, nothing much to think about. Again, I'll be interested if we go higher and come back in, or I will watch the tempo, conviction of any liquidation, and definitely want to pay attention to what happens here in this very high volume zone. So if anything comes up, I'll bring you in. Okay, market is trading in one of two zones I'm paying attention to. Gives me a good low, but I don't know if I'm ready to take a long. I'm really more interested in this zone, to be honest with you, but we can stop short and never even challenge this zone. That would not be uncommon. $56 on the low. Okay, I'm in. First contract, $15.50. I'll put it here. Stop at 13.25. Looking to put on another contract. Okay, got another contract on. I'm using my laptop to enter trades in case you're wondering why my mouse is still on this screen. My platform is on my laptop. So I got two contracts on. It went point in my favor. Now it's trading against me. And looks like I will be stopped out. Okay, I put another contract on. And looks like I'll get stopped out on 3. Stopped out. Okay. Take my loss. Stopped out on 3 contracts, and the market goes on without me. So it was a 2-point loss on one contract, 2.25. 1 3/4 on the second contract, and 6 ticks on the third contract. All right, here's the zone I'm waiting for. Okay, I'm in. Very bad location, so I'm gonna have to manage this trade tight. 1550 for one contract. Jeez. Total risk is 6 points, but I am looking to reduce that risk as soon as possible. And I also wanted to add a couple more contracts on the retest just to get a better feel from this ugly fill. All right, but we're in the trade, so we just manage. First objective, if there's anything to this trade, we want to start to challenge this A2 high, get above it, challenge this developing value area high, and start to challenge this light volume right here. All right, I've adjusted my stop. Hold on, let me do it on the platform real quick. I adjusted my stop. Where do I want to put it? I've already taken a loss today, so I adjusted my stop. It's going to be a tick above break even. We're already up 3 points. So I'm going to look to choke this trade because I'm not that thrilled with the trade location. Okay, we're up 4 points. Adjust my stop to 1750. Excuse me. 1775. Lock in 2 points on one contract. And it looks like I'm going to get stopped at 2 points. We get to 2075. I'm moving my stop up another point because we're starting to challenge this high with light volume. Shouldn't turn around if we're going to rip through it. Looks like it's going to stop me out. I'm going to move my stop up another tick because I'm a little greedy. So it's at 18. Okay. Just move my stop up. 18 quarter. Okay. I just moved my stop up again. 1950. So I locked in almost 4 points. Bump it. I need 4 points. Just moved my stop up to 1975. If I get stopped out, that's fine. Maybe the market is another retest and it gives me another opportunity to get long. If we get to 2275, so we're approaching this high, I've been moving my stop up again to 2025. Give me 1 second. Get on this laptop. Okay. 2025. That's where my stop is. A ticker below the open. I want the market to stay above the open. Trying to lock in another point. Okay, I moved my stop up to 2075. So that's 5 points. That's a tick above the open. I want the market to stay above the open. I'm choking this trade. Okay, I'm going to move the stop up 1 to 21. Give me a second. Okay, stop is adjusted to 21, where I probably will be stopped out for about 5.25 points. No, doesn't want to hit me. I'll take it. Give me everything you want to give me. See, I'm watching this volume. See, get a little taper at this high volume. If the market really wants to do something, we'll get through it, and if they're shorting, they'll have to cover. Looks like the market wants to get me. Wants to get me. Again, my stop is at 21. If we get to 23, I'm moving it up another 2 ticks. 23, let me move it up. 2150. Stop is at 2150. Still watching this volume. You get the 2425 or thereabouts, 2350 or above. I'm moving my stop up again. Got some exhaustion right here at this high volume. I'm probably going to get... I got clicked. So, great. So, what do I get? Almost 6 points. 5 3/4 points. Even with a bad trade location, I just choked the trade knowing that I have a bad trade location. Immediately look for an opportunity to reduce my risk. Initial risk was like almost 6 points, which is, quite a bit. The trade did come to this zone that I talked about. Could not even get in the zone. All white. Traded through the zone that I first tried to take a trade. I should have waited. So I just need to figure out. I'm down for the day. Hold on, just calculating stuff. 2 points. 3 points. 4 points. Oh no, I'm not down for the day. I'm doing all right. I'm up like 25 bucks, less commissions, so I'm probably break even for the day thus far. When I take back out commissions. So anyway, not worried about the money. I'm still going to pay attention to this zone. Maybe we get a retest. I took the trade. Once it started to exhaust here at this high volume, really started choking the trade. Take what I can get. Look to reset and look for another opportunity, perhaps on a retest of this zone or this zone. Value is still unchanged, so there's nothing really going on but a bunch of chop. I talked about this test. This test happened, but we'll see what happens. Value still unchanged. We got some kind of inventory from the overnight adjustment. Okay, not a correction, but some adjustment. So we'll see what the market wants to do. Value is my guide, and value is somewhat overlapping to lower of the half back of yesterday, which I said I'm going to pay attention to where value develops, but overall value is still unchanged. So it just tells me a bunch of chop. Got a trade on, took a loss on one trade, made up for it on the second trade. And so I'm just going to hang tight and see what the market wants to do, possibly on a retest, probably in 1 minute. So I will bring you in if there's something to do. Sorry, gang. I stepped away, and the market had a retest. Perfect setup in the zone. And since traded out, by now, if I'm not in the trade, full disclosure, but if I was in the trade, I would have already moved my stop a tick above break even, or at the very minimal, either here on the low or a tick below the low. I probably, knowing me, would have already been stopped out. Or if I was a little ambitious, the tick would be here at this low or a tick below the low. Assuming that if this is it, it's going to last. Now, if the market trades through this zone, this high volume, very high volume zone, those contracts that I talked about in the recap, if they were buyers, they got some problems. Because value is also overlapping the lower, possible one time frame and lower. So the market definitely needs to prove itself going to the upside. We trade through here. I will look for a test, a rally up to this high volume, If it dies, then I'm on board with a short because we know about the world famous gap fill. And there's some zones I have in the gap fill that if I take the short for the gap fill, if there's any exhaustion in these zones, then I'm pulling out of the trade. So again, ideally, if we breach here, I would want to sell a rally back in here, because these folks, if they're long, they're going to have to liquidate. So that's kind of how I play the high volume. So we breached it. Market's coming into the zone. This zone I probably have no interest in. So you know what? I'm just going to take it off. Take it off on my 30-minute chart. Leave it here on my 15-minute chart. Just a reminder that there was a zone, but I wouldn't be interested in taking that trade. The B period high is weak. It was just a tick above the overnight half back. Oh, I'm sorry, not the overnight half back. The high is an incomplete comparator, the B period high. Well, what do you know? The market trade through there. They're defending this zone. They're defending this zone. I would like to see another retest to get long. Got this white volume, light volume here. Tried the first time light came. Tried light volume here. The overall, the daily data values. Light volume thus far. We're trading up. So you see how the market responds to the zone even though it breached it. Got back through it. And now it's staying above it. It's making a rally to the high. Value, initially values overlapping to lower. Values lower from yesterday's half back. Something I want to pay attention to. We could possibly one time frame lower as well. So the jury's still out on what the market wants to do. But if you are feeling it and you made the judgment call that there's no acceptance below this zone, you could have taken the trade and you would have been rewarded handsomely. This high is just a tick. It's right at the open. That's not a very good high for sellers. But it could last for a little bit. But it's just not the most confident high. They wait to sell it at the open. Okay, they came back and took out that high. Trading higher. The folks that were shorting, they're covering. Folks down here, maybe they defended. Maybe volume just dried up because no one else joined them. And now they're covering. Shorts are getting squeezed. The market was already short from yesterday. See what a short squeeze look like? It just starts popping to the upside. I wish I was on this trade, but I was not. Very nice trade. So now the threat of one time framing is not that, what's the word I'm looking for? Not that real to me right now because we're close to the A high. We got a market that was short from yesterday. We got some back and forth action. And now we're testing the highs. You die in the zone, that could be a possible trade because values overlap in the lower. We're getting two-sided trade, probably more rotation trade today. So anyway, I'm not really looking to do anything right now. If I was interested in a short, this probably would have been of interest to me, but I'm not interested in a short. I'm really not interested in anything. I probably would be interested in another retest here, or a retest failure. Outside of that, there's nothing else that interests me in the market thus far. So we're still trading near the center of range. So I'm just going to fall back and take a short break and see what the market wants to do. Maybe in the next 15, 30 minutes or so. If there's something to do, I'll definitely bring you in. Okay, now we're in a situation where there could be a possible double distribution, but it's still early to call. Market trade through this zone, which right here at the high of this zone is the overnight high. So got some exhaustion here at the high. If one was looking to take a short, that would be an opportunity. This low is weak. It's right on yesterday's half back. So that's a clue of possible downside. Values unchanged. We're 3 wide down here. So that first blush, you want to see if the market can trade with some conviction below the overnight low. We're tagging the overnight low. You want to get below it, get through this zone, stay below this zone. At the very least, stay below the overnight low. Am I interested in this trade? To be honest, I don't know. Probably not. No reason. Other than, confidence is weak. We traded lower, we traded higher, value still unchanged. This could be an inside day where it's more of a rotation. I think I'll just sit tight and kind of see what happens. And I'm getting ready to wrap this video up, probably at the 11 o'clock hour. That would wrap up my morning trading, and probably look to do something in the afternoon, or probably not. So stand by if there's something to do. If not, I'm just going to wrap this video up at the 11 o'clock hour. Okay, the market is back below the overnight high. If one was short, you definitely do not want to see the market trade back above the overnight high. Maybe you have your stop up above there somewhere, and see if there's any kind of downside action. Value is unchanged. We have this weak low here. You can perhaps consider us one time framing up, since we've taken out the AB high. But confidence is weak. We trade back and forth. The opening, value still unchanged. We're still in yesterday's range. So I don't know if this trade can go either way. It can go higher or it can go lower. It really can go either way. What I would be interested in is the next 15 minutes. If we get some exhaustion here in this zone, remember this is the high. We get some exhaustion in this zone, then perhaps a short would definitely be more attractive to me. We have 2 minutes before the change of the 15-minute period, so I'll just keep you on and we'll see what happens. Okay, second 15 minutes open. We got exhaustion and the market is trading higher. So again, I wasn't interested in the short, was not in that trade to the short side. The market put 6 here at the low and proceeded to trade higher. So the market can definitely continue higher or come back in, trade lower. I don't know what it's going to do, but I am going to check out for the afternoon and for the morning, and come back maybe prior to lunch or after lunch to see if there's anything to be had within the market. Again, this is a low confidence day. We're trading within the prior day's range. Values unchanged, possibly with one time framing higher. Definitely, if it's anything more aggressive to the upside, you want to maintain this double distribution. That'll leave all this stuff to negate all this stuff to the downside, and you're looking for more upside action, and that would be the poor high. Would definitely be the next target. So this is Olawale Okebola with Sparkus Trading Corporation. Just wanted to share with you how I use my analysis to get me on the right side of the trade and help me make great trading decisions. So hope this helps. Have a great day.